Eaton, Ohio, population 8,400. A quiet rural town where neighbors know each other, look after each other.
The typical small town USA, very tight community.
And where lies eventually catch up with the liars.
Starting to suspect there was something more sinister involved in this.
Tim Johnson grew up in Eaton, adopted around age 10. Tim had also had an older foster sister, Pamela Henry.
Tim Johnson was a shy, quiet person, very giving of himself.
After Tim's father passed away, he began living with and caring for his wheelchair-bound mother, Nancy.
She was pretty much bedridden. Had to have somebody there for the everyday and feeding and clothing and bathing. So Timothy had to be there.
So when Tim Johnson went missing, people paid attention.
Initially, the call came into our agency here, into the sheriff's office, from a family member of Tim's, concerned for his whereabouts.
Reportedly, his sister Pamela was the last person to see Tim, but a different family member alerted the authorities that he had disappeared. Tim's foster sister Pamela Henry was living at the house with their mother as well. Her boyfriend, Adam Scott, 19 years her junior, would stay over sometimes too. A few weeks after Tim went missing, family members noticed concerning signs.
Family members began to become suspicious. There were personal items of Tim's, tools of his, a computer came up missing.
Something else disturbing.
Tim owned 2 cars. The family found that those had been driven by Pamela and Adam Scott, which would not be normal.
Pamela and Adam seemed to have logical explanations for everything, like how Adam was buying one of the vehicles from Tim. But not everyone was buying the logic.
The family said, hey, this just isn't right. It's not right. At that point, we said, okay, we see your suspicion here.
Detectives went to the house Tim shared with his mom and Pamela and found personal items that raised big questions. In the house, his wallet, checkbook, and calendar.
We found a calendar that recorded different things that he had done. Then you come up to that particular date and nothing after that, not a thing. So that told me that something happened abruptly.
Needing to know more, investigators contacted Pamela to see what she knew about Tim's disappearance. Pamela seemed more than cooperative.
Pam denied knowing anything about his whereabouts, even provided us an explanation of an argument that he and she had at the home and that Tim left in a dark-colored vehicle with someone else that picked him up.
Detectives asked Pamela Henry and Adam Scott to come down to the station to return Tim's vehicles and to talk more about Tim's possible whereabouts.
Both Pamela Henry and Adam Scott came to our office on their own free will. Pamela was very cooperative, didn't seem to be real nervous about anything. Adam Scott was really kind of a jolly, kind of happy guy. He was very pleasant to talk to. He was very polite.
Then detectives asked Pamela the question which would change the course of their investigation.
We offered her this test, and if you're good, you're good.
Pamela Henry agreed to take the test. The test was the CVSA.
CVSA stands for Computer Voice Stress Analyzer. It's basically sitting down, having a casual conversation with somebody, and we put a microphone on them and we record their yes and no answers.
Unlike the polygraph, some experts say the CVSA is more than 95% accurate, but is only used as a tool in an investigation. Investigator Linloff, who is also a certified voice stress analyst, administered the test. Pamela went first.
I always told him anemic, so I stay cold all the time.
She sits down and goes like this. And right away, that's the defensive posture that she's taken. It's almost like, bring it on.
Investigator Linloff would ask both relevant and irrelevant questions.
Is your name Pam?
Yes.
Did you see Tim get in a vehicle when he left his house?
Yes.
Is today Wednesday?
Yes.
Are you withholding any information concerning Tim's disappearance?
No.
Do you know what happened to Tim?
No.
Then it was Adam's turn.
He showed all kinds of indicators, rubbing his face, he was rubbing his eyes, and he was extremely nervous.
Are you sitting down?
Yes.
Did you pay $7,000 for Tim's van?
Yes.
Are you withholding any information about Tim's disappearance?
No.
Do you know what happened to Tim?
No.
The test concluded, and soon the results would be in.
This, I mean, it kind of took me back.
Coming up, would Pamela Henry and Adam Scott pass the test? Or would deception be detected?
Our reactions, wow.
And what happened next? What almost rendered detectives speechless.
Mind blowing to me. I mean, nothing I've ever seen like that before.